We made it. All right, what's going on, guys? It's Big Nugget, and if you're new here, I live and travel full-time out of this 1993 Chevy G20, and this morning we are in the woods, and just give y'all a quick little kind of visual. And there's actually a little stream over here, or a creek. Let's see if I can get it. It's not too far. It's so beautiful out here. So right over there we got a little creek. It just runs through. Anyway, guys, the significance of today is that we're doing a hike up to a fire lookout, and I won't talk too much about it till we get there, but I will say that I am extremely overpacked. This is an 85-liter backpack, and I can't fit anything else in it, and I know without a doubt that I'm gonna regret it, but I'm still gonna pack it all. And it's like I know this is gonna be my lesson to myself, but I've got to learn the hard way. It'll be worth it though. It'll be worth it. We've got 4 miles to trek up, 3,200 feet of elevation gain, which for reference, oh look, the leaf falling. These leaves are freaking just photogenic. But for reference, I've never done a hike this steep so far, and that pack probably weighs, I'm gonna give you the best estimated reference. It's probably close to 60 pounds, which is extremely too packed, but whatever. I wanted to, I want to bring certain stuff and be extra, so I'm gonna have to pay the consequence. The only way I'm able to justify it is that right now it is about 9:30. I had to guess 9:31. It's 9:31, and we've got 4 miles to go, 3,200 feet of elevation, and I got all day to do it, so there's no rush. I've got I got like 6 liters of water on me. I've got 1 gallon jug, and I've got 2 liters, one on each side. The water's a lot of weight in there, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of water, and I'm going off of a 2-day stay and a 2 liters per 5 mile kind of gauge, and taking in consideration that I'm packing weight and a lot of it. So this is water to sustain me in case I have no water access once I get up there, and for 48 hours. But without further ado, I wanted to say all that to say, given the circumstance here, I probably won't be doing any recording going up, and it's probably going to be very challenging for me. So we'll see. Once I cut from this little segment, we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous as far as how tough this is gonna be, but I've got all my weight packed at the top, which as far as packing puts a lot less strain on you, and I've got a super big sleeping bag that's really not ideal, but it's the one I had. But here we go, y'all check this out. So we've got cougar reported seen in this area, so cougar habitat. We've got black bears, Leave no trace. And they say if you see a cougar, stop, stay calm, appear large, fight back, make noise. So yeah, let's hope that we can spare ourselves the cougar encounter. But I do have a knife right here. I don't have a belt on, so I'm not able to properly stow it. And you know, obviously the knife is if we're in like defend, fight for our life kind of situation. Off the bat, I'm immediately regretting not having a belt. And I just bought these pants like yesterday, gearing up to come out here because my other pants ripped. But they were some sweatpants, so you don't need a belt. But yeah, definitely gotta grab a belt. Plus, when you're out here, a lot of this stuff, bear spray, knives, machete, all that stuff comes with these little loops you could loop it through your belt on. So it's just kind of practical to have a belt. And just to show you guys, this is going straight up. So this is pretty much the trail all the way, and I've got an excess amount of weight on me. Whew. Wish me luck. All right, guys, we're right at about under half a mile. We'll just say half a mile in. And shoo. Yeah, it's getting out of me, guys. I'm not discouraged about it because, like I said, we've got all day to do it. So I'm just taking my time, setting a pace that I can maintain, and don't try to kill myself. But we just got to a little peak in the opening here. This whole time I've been walking inside, like in the thick of the wilderness or whatever, and this is our first little opening. I've kind of just been walking. I'll get tired. I'll just stand here, give me a few seconds in, catch my breath, maybe 30 seconds, and then we'll push a little more. And that's kind of been repeat for this first mile. Now also, while hiking, you tend to look at your feet or look down to kind of watch where you're stepping the whole time. But in this case, I'm making sure to keep my head up and kind of stay vigilant for wildlife, cougars, more or less, because I just would prefer to not be attacked by one. This is the more luxurious little sections of the trail. I think this is my first real little flat stretch here, but you know, these kind of count as a break. Something too about the ground up here. I'm not sure why the dirt is so porous, but and I'm not sure how well the camera's gonna pick that up, but the ground up here in the Pacific Northwest region has got a unique hollow feel, and everything's super soft. Like you could walk on this barefoot and be all right. Now, I'm not 100% sure of the identity of everything here, but I believe these are like grape blueberries or something. I could be wrong, but they did have some blueberries that looked, or like they called them grape berries. I'll try to remember to find out about this later, but I think these are some edible berries in this forest. We've got a little bit of running water right here. Super pretty, super peaceful. All right, guys. This is what our 2 mile mark looks like. Technically it's 1.97, but it's a good stopping point for me to take a break and get some water in. Whew. It's coming along, man. It's coming along. It's not terribly bad, but it is a challenge. 1.97 miles. We have gained 1,700 feet of elevation, which is a little over half of our elevation as well. And it is 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 33 minutes as our time stamp. So it'll probably take us right around 4.5 hours total to reach the lookout. made it. We made it, guys, and this here is a fire lookout in Oregon, and this is one of the few that's left that you could actually still go into. This is a decommissioned fire lookout, and before we go any further in the video, I want to make sure I give the necessary credit where it's due. I would not know anything about this place if it wasn't for Rosa. I'll put it right here, and coincidentally, this is not planned, coincidentally, a year ago from today, Rosa was up here. And I'm not sure if it was exactly today or tomorrow, but we're literally a year apart from being up here at the same exact time. Because I know she was up here on the 11th, and today is October 10th. Super kind of crazy how it worked out. But I just want to make sure I give her credit, man, because like I said, this was before I started van life. I was looking back and I saw this video she posted, and there was this fire lookout, and this was a absolute must go to on my bucket list. I could not do it. So that without her, I can't say I'd be here or even know about this place. So that's super cool, man. And Rosa, if you ever happen to find this video, thank you so much for doing such a great job on that video, because you did an immaculate job of capturing this place, obviously in a way enough that inspired me to want to come here. So, without further ado, I just want to let y'all know it was a it's like 3.7 something miles hike up here. Let me reflect back on all trails. 3.78. 3.7, it is 4 miles up here, and it was 3,200 feet of elevation gain. That was tough for me with all that weight on my back. I don't exactly know how to gauge it if I would have been walking with lighter stuff, but that was an incredibly challenging hike toward the end. Just 4 miles, but the slant is so steep, and there was only like 2 patches where the land kind of flattened out. I ate a little bumblebee snack. It's like 170 calories. I had a little bumblebee snack, probably like the 2.25, 2.5 mile marker, and I braked very frequently, and I was very fatigued by the time I got here, so much so that I waited out. Once I got here, immediately I dropped my bag and I just recouped, and I'm still not done recouping, but that's gonna kind of play into tonight. I'm just hungry. I need to get some calories on me, and I found this hygrometer. I don't know if that's the proper term for this, but it tells the temperature, and it's 56 degrees in here, so it's a little chilly. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this wood burner rolling, this heater, this wood burning heater. I don't know the proper terminology in order, but y'all get the idea. We've got a wood burning furnace, so hopefully that helps us get nice and cozy tonight. And we got some cool stuff throughout our durational stay here. I'm excited about. That was incredible amount of weight to pack up here, and yeah, it was a tough one for me, but we made it nonetheless. We were gonna make it regardless, but whoo, what a hike! There is a couple ways to get up here. Rosa mentioned there was 2 for sure, which is this trail that I took. There was 4 miles and 3,200 feet elevation, and there was also one that is way shorter, but according to her, the route to get there driving wise was like 10 miles, and it was the road's terrible. And just FYI, I've got a 31-year-old van, and I try not to put it through that kind of terrain or in those kind of conditions. So I decided to come this route. 1, for the vehicle, 2, because I personally kind of enjoy the exercise and doing that kind of stuff, so it worked out. But apart from that, guys, I'm super hungry. I really need to refuel up and kind of shake back. So I'm about to get making a dehydrated meal that I picked up from Walmart. I've never had one of them before, and they're kind of high, like $10 a piece. So hopefully y'all get to explore that with me, and I'll give an opinion. We'll see. And I also picked up a little something kind of inspired by a recent trip, and I'm gonna go ahead and get all this put together, get this furnace going because it's a little chilly in here. And I'm gonna pick up all these panels just so we can get some light and kind of open it up and just make it more at home. This is our home away from home. It's just so crazy to be in here because I just remember Rosa posting this video, and like at the time it just felt like a dream. I was like, man, I just have to go there. There's no way I can't go here. And now we're standing in the cockpit of one of my biggest bucket list items that I wanted to do with doing van life, man. So it's super cool. And when she came, she had left the puzzle, and it looks like this is the puzzle right here, which is pretty. It's just cool, man. So, you know, you kind of get a little backstory and some history on it. So super neat. Looks like we've also got some ibuprofen. That's actually pretty cool. Good find. Some Vaseline. We've got some Kipper snacks, some smoked herring, a couple beanies. We got some peanut butter. I believe this is some vape juice. That's funny. Some salt nick. Rolling papers. There's all kind of cool stuff in here. Off. We got a chessboard. I don't even know the name of this. But a little board game. And you know, a lot of the stuff that's here is from people visiting, and they leave stuff. Because, okay, so we got a kettle, some dishes. We've even got some fuel down here, some leftover fuel, propane, the fuel blend, some mugs, a freaking cooler. We got a guitar over here, and it's just cool because the rite of passage thing to do is you come up here and everybody leaves something, whatever it is. So you got all kind of interesting gadgets laying around here. Headlamp, 2 headlamps, fanny pack. We've even got some old-timey saws right here to cut wood with. And I know Rosa hung some lights up when she came, but I'm not sure if these are them, because I thought when she hung them up they were like some bulb lights, but these may be them. And if they are, it looks like it runs halfway, and then, oh, you know what? This has got to be the stuff she brought, because I think she did it like symmetrically. And then we've got this half. Super cool. Hey, so we will be using that to get cozy tonight. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get on cooking while we got some daylight and kind of get ready to bed down, because it is 4:57, almost 5 o'clock. The sun goes down here. We've got right under 2 hours left. I want to say anywhere from 6:45 to 7:15 kind of range. After all, we've got at least 2 days just chilling here by ourselves, in theory. It's actually overtime, but we've got our beef stroggy and it's ready for us. So let's see, man. I never had one of these before. This is kind of what it looks like on the inside. Not too bad of a turnout. Oh, I just splattered. Let's give it a test. Oh, beef stroggy, man. Actually pretty good to be all the way up here and having what tastes like not like freshly cooked meat, but it does taste good. Man, I've been starving today. You see, we got the furnace going on too. This beef stroggy is really good, for real. And for reference, we're up to 62 degrees. It was 54 when we came in, I believe. 54 or 56, one of the two. And it actually feels really cozy in here. And that hike up here was tough. Toward the end, man, I was like, man, am I ever gonna make it? Now, kind of interesting story here. Since my last video and my recent trip to the Portland Japanese garden, I decided to get some tea, green tea, some sencha. And I've also got this little tool. It should allow us to, to put our leaves in here, however it works. Oh, that's awesome. Put our leaves in here and we'll be able to heat up our water to temp, shit this at the bottom, and steep our own tea. Now, I'm not exactly sure of all the health benefits that come from drinking sencha or green tea, but I was like kind of interested in it enough to look it up. And then I've come to find out that green tea has some really good health benefits. And, you know, man, just because I'm trying to live a healthier lifestyle and do healthier things, I feel like this would be a cool new thing to incorporate. And we've got to get the temperature of the water to a certain degree, which it says bring a cup and a half of water to a boil, cool to 167 to 185 Fahrenheit. Place 1 tablespoon of tea leaves into the teapot, add hot water, and steep for 1 to 3 minutes. Pour tea into the cup with a gentle rocking motion to allow the water to massage the leaves, slowly extracting the flavor. Well, this is my first time ever making this stuff, so no guarantees, but I guess a tablespoon is pretty much going to be the capacity of this. I don't know whether it is or isn't. That's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and get us a scoop of our leaves here. And it smells pretty much how the tea tasted. And this is what they look like. Just kind of dried, long leaves. Make sure we get it off the edge here. We've got our tea infuser loaded down. I'll go ahead and just let it chill in the pot. And we'll get to heating our water, which, shout out to my boy Hootie. He hooked me up with this temp probe a while back. And today we will be using it to make sure our water temperature is where it needs to be. Just eyeball it. I'll heat some up. Let's get our flame back on. And now we wait. All right, so I think we got our water hot enough. Go ahead and check our temp here. Let's see. About 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we'll just let it cool off until we are within range. And there's already some leaves in the bottom, so I guess we're just gonna have to enjoy a couple of them. They say a cup and a half, so I'm gonna try to pour not directly on the tea. But let's see. I guess. I'll call that like a cup and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer and we'll be back. And I'll cut it in half at 2 minutes. This cute little tea infuser comes with like a little holder cup for when you don't know, oh, what do I do with it? I don't know. You just like that. Now you got somewhere to let it sit and relax while you sit and relax yourself. Essential tea. Cheers to 4 miles and 3,200 feet. Tastes pretty similar to the Japanese garden tea. Mine doesn't necessarily taste quite as strong, so maybe we'll down the water quantity next time. Still tastes like spinach water though. It's an herbal tea, man. I feel like I can appreciate, good old herbal tea. And just in case y'all thought it was over, we've got one more treat for tonight as the sun goes down in the trees. And that treat is, we've got some Jiffy Pop popcorn, old school stuff. I'm hoping I could just sit it on top of the furnace, and that's kind of the goal. So we'll see. So let's go check it out. Never made some of this before, so is there any instructions? Lift tab to open. See, this is the thing. Okay, well the good thing about the tab is if it's not supposed to be open, I can close it back. Let me just open it up and kind of evaluate how this thing's designed. Okay, so it's looking like we're supposed to keep it closed, because as I open it, the little wire piece that holds it is coming out. So close it back. And see, we can't get the popping. Oh, that feels nice and warm. Alright, we'll just leave it there and see how it does. Maybe y'all can see right here through the cracks. We got a good little fire rolling, and we got our popcorn sitting right on top, so hopefully it's a win. I'm not sure if the furnace is getting hot enough, but we've got plan B. We're popping, we're popping. This is so freaking cool. Alright, so after further evaluation and smelling that it smelled burnt, I think I just did it wrong. And hopefully it's not too bad. I was supposed to pull this tab off. Let's see. We're supposed to get this part off right here. Instructions unclear. Well, that's not necessarily good for us. Dang, I keep ripping the freaking foil. Well, let's see if somehow we can still manage to come back from this. Wish me luck. It is smelling burnt though, so it's not looking too good. Alright. As much as I would have loved for that to work out, I think our popcorn has failed disastrously, and it's not their fault. But yeah, this popcorn, this popcorn is toasted. But it's all right because I've got a backup for a backup. This is one of them things guys don't think about, but it's just super appreciated that it's there. Ta-da! All right, head lamped up. S'mores! Check them out! And typically I don't really like sweets, but you know what? I feel like for the occasion, this would be one of those exceptions. And we're just gonna go primitive with a wooden stick here. However, before we do all that, let me there we go. Before we do all that, let's go ahead and prep our s'more so it's ready to get dumped on by a marshmallow. All right, and I've got some plates. Perfect little s'more plate. All right. Go ahead and set that up right there. This video is sponsored by Hershey's. I'm just kidding. I think one should do it. If we do it this way. I don't know, is that enough chocolate? Is it not enough? Y'all let me know. To me, it's enough, because I'm not really big onto the sweets. But, let's get our puffer balls out right here. And I don't know how y'all make y'all s'mores, but I like mine on fire. Oh, come on. See if we can catch some of that flame. Huh. We gotta really get it on back there. There we go. Let that thing cook. That's the only way. Get the bottom side of it too. Apparently, there we go. Now we're ready. We're prepared. Slap that on there. There we go. Right off the stick, man. Primitive. Man. Good old fire tower sandwich. That's really good. I'm gonna need another one of these. And that was good. Let's roast us up another marshy. I'm gonna do the chubby bunny challenge. All right. Reach on back there. go. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. There we go. Cook it. Perfect. Round 2. Hold on, we gotta get that up in there. Oh no, it's messing up the integrity. Okay, you know what? Leave it be. I just ate some of my hair with that one. Good old marshmallow, man. Good old s'more. After hiking all day and really just exerting myself, it tastes really good. Well. Good morning, guys. Alrighty, well, it's time to make a little bit of tea. And last night, I had a little friend join me. He was scurrying through the roof periodically. And even though the bed is super comfortable, for some reason I just kept waking up. I don't know if because part of me is a little nervous to be out here by myself. Because it's like I want to say my first time, I think this is my first time doing something like this and being like alone. So I had like this little anxiousness because it's just unfamiliar right now. And, I also want to get into backpacking. Pretty much what we did to get here and this kind of whole ordeal, but like you're staying in a tent instead. So I'm like, man, whew. I'm just kind of a live bait for the animals. But yeah, otherwise it was really good sleep. I woke up this morning. It was the most beautiful sunrise I have ever opened my eyes to, and it just happened so quick. I tried to get it on the camera, but I feel like I missed like what I woke up to. But I still got a good little piece of it. But it was absolutely stunning. I said, wow, that was a very, very, very beautiful sunrise. And I just kind of woke up, got the fire going, get a little cozy in here, Now we're about to get the water going and make us some tea. Matter of fact, let me make sure this thing is secure properly. Alrighty. Now let's get our tea going. Voila. It's a little early to eat right now because I'm not really hungry yet. Typically I'll wait till around like after 9 o'clock to eat. Little intermittent fast on accident. It just kind of works naturally for my appetite. I just don't want to eat until like anywhere from 9 to 12. So yeah, we just kind of hang out. I feel like it'll be a good slow start to our day to just kind of chillax and sip on some Sencha tea. And I'm right next to the fireplace. I've been calling this thing everything but the right name so far, probably. And right now we're reading 62 degrees. But I will say, I don't know how accurate this thing is. It feels better than 62 in here. I don't know if it's just because I've been outside a lot lately or living in a van, but it feels really comfortable. Like, I mean, I'm in shorts. I've got shorts on, t-shirt, and it just feels ideal. It feels like the perfect temp. And this is our firewood stash, which, as you can see, is for the most part depleted. So today we have a task, or two actually. Today I'm gonna task myself with we're gonna get some more firewood up here and kind of get our stash back good. And I'm also going to go looking for this creek that's supposed to be nearby, about a mile away ish. I haven't looked through this book yet. I haven't really done much yesterday but kind of cook and chill and recover. But today, let's see, 10/9/24 was the last time somebody was here, and wow, that means they left right before I got here because it is 10/11 today. Hike through the clouds to check this out. It was a gorgeous hike. Awesome lookout spot. Michael R. Wow, we got here just in the nick of time. Oh wow, somebody even drew a freaking, that's neat. That's a really pretty, I mean, I'm not an artist, so I couldn't have did anything. It might be simple, but super cool to me. It's crazy that somebody was just here, literally like moments before I got here. I got here on 10/10. This person was here 10/9. Like, I don't know if they stayed or if they just kind of popped in and signed the book, but it's very, very, very close. And I was supposed to come up here 10/9, but it didn't work out. So I mean, this goes to show you, man, everything happens for a reason. So I'm gonna do I'll wait till the end to sign it. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, look at that cute couple, Sarah and Jamie. Check them out. September 19th, 2024. This is actually like a little canvas style paper notebook. Dang, that's pretty nice. Navigator guide, pens and pencils. This is from 2023. I wonder if we could find see here, 10/13. Okay, so here's roses. Got here in the morning on the 10th. It rained for 2 days straight, but the mountain finally came out this morning. I still had so much fun. Listened to the Phillies game. Celebrated John Prine's, I want to say John Prine's birthday. Did a puzzle and just enjoyed the solitude and peace of this place. I'll be back soon. Always, Rosa. That's cute. Alright, no luck finding the instructions book, but our tea is steaming, so Well, when I say tea, I mean our water for the tea. And you know, I surprisingly do have service up here, which I was planning on not having any. I was really banking on it. But I guess Verizon decided to pull through. But I'm on the map over here, and I was just trying to kind of see where a water source was at, and then I kind of ran into Cool Creek here, and it looks like it runs up, and it seems as though this may be a trail nearby it, which is directly in front of us, or this direction, which would mean going down one of these paths. I'm gonna look more into it. I'm not just gonna go out there trying to hunt it down. But yeah, so hopefully we can find the creek. Online, they say it tends to dry out during the fall. So I guess I'm just hoping that we this year is the exception, or this time of year. But we shall see. I will be looking for it. Now our water's nice and hot. I'm gonna let the temperature drop between 160, whatever. I keep forgetting. 167 to 185. So we're at 198 right now. We'll just let that steam off and get down. And in the meantime, go ahead and load up our tea infuser. A little knick-knack, paddywhack. All right. Get a little more up in there. This is my Cincha plate. Yeah, last night it was a s'mores plate. This morning it's Cincha. I'm gonna do a little less water today because I want a stronger taste in spinach water taste. You know, less diluted. I want less diluted spinach water. Give me the straight spinach. 180, 188. So we're not too far. Not too far off. Our tasks for today is we need more firewood, and I'm gonna go look for a water supply or a water source and see if we could hijack some water to filter out. All right, we have successfully reached 178, which is good enough for me. Let's go ahead and get infusing. Couple minutes. Cheers. Tastes a little stronger right there. All right, well, I finally decided that I'm getting hungry, and pretty much I just made my tea, and I'm like, you know, it's so cozy in here, and with the fire going, the furnace. Then had my tea, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna lay back in bed and chill. So that's pretty much what I did. But for breakfast, we have got some a breakfast skillet, eggs with potatoes, pork sausage, onions, and peppers. So that's what's on the menu for today. And let's see, 1 1/4 cup of water. Get the kettle here. And this is the rest of my water supply. I would like to save myself 2 liters for going down, because that's kind of how I wanted to budget my water. But going down is gonna require a little less water. Like, I'm not gonna need as much going down as I needed coming up. And I got up here with 2 liters. but I would just still like to have no less than 1.5 liters going down. So with that being said, that's probably somewhere in this area, which gives us about this. I don't exactly know how much water we have here, but enough for me to make the food that I need the water for. Also, I'm gonna go look for the creek because just for regular drinking water, if we can find it, I would prolong my stay here by maybe I don't know, 18 hours roughly. But I don't want to stay too long and render my water source going down. So that all kind of comes into play. So shortly after this, I'm gonna make my little breakfast, and then I still haven't looked into where the creek's at, but I will do that right after this. That'll be the next step, and that'll be our first chore of the day. And I will say this little pocket rocket really gets the job done. Like, it heats it up pretty quick. The water's already a little warmer, but this little guy, he really gets the job done. And super light, super tiny, just kind of throw in the bag and doesn't take up any space. Now also, while I was laying in bed, you know, I don't have a familiarity with too much, like with the wildlife that I want to be familiar with, by like bears, these mountain lions or cougars, and just I feel like there's some information that I would like to know more of. So I was laying there and I'm like, all right, you know, there's a whole bear slogan, and it's like, if it's brown, lay down; if it's black, fight back; and if it's white, good night. So like, apparently, polar bears, you aren't really surviving a polar bear unless it's just not your time yet. You know what I mean? So let's just hope that we don't have any polar bear problems. But I don't plan on being in an area where polar bears are a thing anytime soon anyway. So we've got some time to prepare. They say anybody in the Arctic region or where polar bears are prominent, everybody's carrying a rifle. So hopefully we got some time to worry about that later. And as far as the brown bears go, I thought all brown bears were grizzlies, but this forum, it was kind of insinuating that they're like, it's not all just grizzly bears. So I'm not 100% sure on that either. But there was like 70% of brown bear attacks are like if you're kind of getting in between the mama bear and the cubs, and then the other 30% was like just males in heat, or I mean males in like with rut season or whatever, when they're, you know. Anyway, so I guess they said lay down and kind of pretend that you're dead, or you want to appear as though you're not a threat of any kind. Now, I don't know if that works in every circumstance, because I feel like if you pretend you're dead and that mama bear is coming to protect your cub, then you know, in my mind, it doesn't really make a difference. But and then black bears, they seem kind of it makes the black bears seem a little like, you know, they don't really want any part of the craziness for the most part. I'm not saying that if black bear encounters, you know, or attack encounter or whatever, or don't ever happen, but it did just make it seem like it's pretty seldom. And typically, unless they, you know, the black bears aren't going to come after you unless they feel threatened, or like it's kind of a last option, last resort. Kind of like me carrying my knife. I'm not going to kill an animal out here unless it's my last resort. You know what I mean? Like, unless I get ran up on by a cougar and I'm about to die, I'm just not dying. But with that being said, that leads me to the next part. I was also looking into more on the cougars, the mountain lions, and stuff like that. And they say that the mountain lion attacks are very, very, very rare. I believe there's been like, if I'm remembering correctly, maybe 4 mountain lion attacks per year between like U.S. and Canada. So I guess in order for me to like rationalize the ratio, I need to know how many people is in mountain lion terrain. But I'm counting as one. But yeah, it seemed like the stats are pretty low. I think they said every 100 years you get like 27 mountain lion attacks or fatalities, more or less. And they said wolves are even less frequent to attack. So like I never knew that. I thought these animals were a lot more Um, like, I guess I thought they were more of a predator than what I'm thinking in my mind. Not saying that to like kind of, stray away from being careful or being mindful of all those things and kind of respecting nature and everything. But yeah, I guess I thought it was I thought it was more of a threat, um, and like they're out to get you. It's kind of the mindset I had. But yeah, I mean, after reading and kind of informing myself on these things, they act more on being provoked. So we'll just kind of respect the wildlife, stay out the way. I'm just on my journey trying to do my thing. I hope y'all just stay on your journey trying to do your thing, and let's just hope that we don't have any polar bear encounters anytime soon, because yeah, they said if it's white, good night. I said, man, I thought it was something like if it's white, run for your life, like you had a chance. They said if it's white, good night. Like, that's just it. I'm like, sheesh. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see here. I'd say that's decent. Get this thing mixed up nice and good. These are really good, man. I wish they weren't $10 a piece, but I mean, low effort, high reward. I guess that's why they're $10. I don't know. You are getting like eggs, potatoes, pork, sausage, peppers. I mean, for it to be this convenient, I mean, I guess I might concede the $10, but I mean, it is kind of steep still because you're only getting 520 calories out of this pack, but you're also getting a lot of sodium. 173% of your daily value of sodium. 33% of your daily fat. 56% of your daily protein. I mean, I guess they are pretty packed. Let's see, 17% of your daily carb. And when they say 17% of your daily value, we're getting 46 grams of carbs, 26 grams of fat, and 28 grams of protein. So I mean, I guess they are pretty packed tight with some good stuff for you, with some good nutrients, keep you rolling. Boom, and then 5 minutes. I let it roll for 20 yesterday, and we was fine. So I don't know. I guess it doesn't even matter that I did that, but I did it. All right, guys, we just hit our 5-minute mark. Had to take a potty break, but let's see how our breakfast skillet. Ooh, man, that smells good. Here's our egg, sausage, hash brown, pepper. Oh yeah. Just so low input. See, if I would have had to make this on my own, I needed eggs, hash brown, refrigeration, peppers, chop them up, and just put water in here, hot water, and just good to go. Man. Oh, dude. I forgot to use my Tabasco yesterday. I put it right here so I wouldn't forget. And I still almost forgot. I toted this stuff all the way up here to be able to put it on these hydrated meals. And I forgot to use it on my strogie. And I was like, dude, there's no way. So we'll load this down. There we go. Give that a good mix up. Man, I'm so glad I didn't forget it again. That's good. Being up here in the mountains, away from everybody, secluded, with a nice warm egg skillet breakfast. And the vibe up here is just impeccable. Super rustic. And just peaceful. I also brought along some old pistachios Just decided to throw them in the old kangaroo pouch. So now, give me a couple stashies in. Just soak it in the ambiance. We got some news and we have some company. We've got, I'm out of breath on them steps. My boy Adam just showed up with his dog, a little husky, and I was just about to take off with this bottle here and look for some water in the stream. He was able to inform me that the stream is dry right now, so saved me a pretty annoying hike out over there. And apart from that, he came with a chainsaw to cut down some trees, cut down the old trees and cut some wood up. So apparently he said it's just kind of like what he likes to do. It's this little kind of gimmick. He comes up here, and I would imagine this is one of the like unofficial local volunteers that just kind of help maintain everything in the lookout, which I thought was really sweet, really dope. And he's about to chop down some logs, and I'm about to go help him split some wood and kind of gather up. And there's a little shed down at the bottom that I'm gonna help him get organized, kind of get rid of the junk, and just kind of help him out for the day. And it's also, it kind of works out. It makes me getting wood today that much easier, and it really just made it that easy for my duration here. But considering that the water's dry, there's no water excess up here, and this is all we got. We're gonna see how far we can push it. Gonna go until I run out of water.
Hey, buddy. Hey, good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
I guess once we finish all our wood cutting for the day, him and his road dog's gonna roll out. Ooh, got us a husky. Captured him, baited him in. Good boy. All right, now let's get down there and get some wood cut up.
Hey, buddy. What's up? What's up?
My boy's over there getting them cut down. Well. I think I was about to get all the that dog's so cute. About to get the garbage up out of here and throw it on the burn pile over there. And that was gonna be my contribution for now until he gets some logs over here. Then I've never split logs in my life. I said, brother, I'll help you. I just might need a tutorial. And it looks like our little creature, we got some pretty larger, on the larger side mouse droppings down here. So I'm just gonna try to get everything out of here, and then whatever we keep we'll put back in. Like debatably the plastic bottles for you know, they're just kind of deemed useful out here. But I'm just gonna get everything out, and then we'll re-put everything back in and try to scrape all this crap out, and maybe even get the broom or something and dust it out.
Excuse me, buddy.
dull, so it might not be very fun.
What an introduction.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
It's alright, brother.
Someone painted that.
What, the green?
Yeah. I just am surprised that someone hauled paint up here to paint it.
I'm surprised somebody hauled a chainsaw up to cut trees.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, dude, when you brought that up, I was like, dang, I don't know if anybody got you beat. Nah.
You'll raise it like this with your right hand or dominant hand up high, like that, and then when you come down, you'll slide it down like that. That's you might. This will crack probably. Oh!
Let me set you up, brother. Let me reload you.
And then try to do it on like rock, because if it's the dirt, there's too much give, and it'll just like dump into the ground. Hey, buddy, back up, back up, back up. Hey, there you go.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, lumberjacks, huh? Come on. Oh, and then you do it again?
Yeah, I mean, just get them in pieces that are like, you know, that will fit and that are good, and then you can have some variety. So you can do some that are real skinny, but we've got a lot of sticks. But, you know, yeah, and that's probably fine. So you got like variation in wood. And
I'll be chopping around.
And here, you use these because like your hands will get raw after a while. So.
Well, thanks, brother.
You bet. Hey, come here.
You been doing this by yourself?
I would have been.
Phew. That's a lot of work, dude.
It is. Hell yeah.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
That one's for the boys. Man, you know, going into this, I was like, this is a lot of wood. And after I chopped it, and this is all we got, I realized it's not a lot of wood. And now I'm a lot tired. Whew, that thing got it out of me. Dude, is that a light on your watch?
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, there's paint. There's the original color paint.
Dude, that's sick. You didn't have to flex like that, dude.
That's probably a little better. This chair is for cardboard, dude.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
Burning log.
Y'all take that down. Yeah. All right, we're down to the last little bit of the wood we've been chopping today. How long you think we spent messing with wood?
6 hours, 7 or yeah, 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, dude, it was a pretty good day's worth of work. See, the smaller logs are kind of harder to split. There we go. Dude, prolific. It's like the perfect little spot too, man. You got all the wood you need. You got the little rock to hit it on.
Yep.
The only thing this place is missing is like a water source.
Yeah.
This is the tough one right here, but I was trying to hit it from the split side. He's got some kind of cool atom method.
Oh, missed it.
That's how we spend our. Today's Saturday, huh? Or Friday?
Friday.
That's how we spend our Friday, chopping wood. Like a real man. Dang, dude.
There we go.
Right on. I wouldn't expect anything less, man. Wait, what'd you say you did with the Mount Hood thing, bro? What was the big achievement?
So Mount Hood right there. I summited Mount Hood, descended, and then ran Timberline Trail in the fastest unsupported time.
Okay, so for people who don't understand what all that means, explain how far you went doing each of these things in the elevation.
So Mount Hood by itself, starting from Timberline Lodge, about 6,000 or 7,000 feet of elevation gain over about 4 miles. Most people, it takes about 6 hours, give or take, just to ascend, and then a couple more to come down. And Timberline Trail is a 40-mile trail, about 10,000 feet of elevation gain around the whole 40. Most folks backpack that in 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 days if they're going slow. So altogether, it's about 48 miles and 16,000 feet of elevation gain. And so I have the fastest record for doing both back to back without any stopping or aid. So 48 miles, 16,000 feet. I did it in 16 hours and 44 minutes.
And you got off work.
Yeah. Yeah. I was up for about 40 hours because I worked that day. So.
Dude, straight menace, man. That's crazy. That is some crazy work, man. Anyway, so he comes up here on his Friday off and just as a he called it a unofficial volunteer to chop down wood and stock up the wood supply so that way people come here have something to use. I mean, dude, and people from Oregon, man, they're a different breed. I thought people from the South were crazy. Hopefully,
it was awesome meeting you, man.
Yeah, no, you too. Should be easier for you to go down.
Yeah. Good luck, man.
All right, bro. Thank you. All in a day's work, guys. Super cool day, super fun day, man. Man, it was really awesome hanging out with Adam and learn how to cut some wood. And I know you guys are looking forward to this part, so allow me to show you our stockpile. Check that out. Y'all remember how I looked earlier? I swept it all out and we got all like the kindler wood, the small kind of shrubby stuff to get it rolling. And then we've got all of this worth of tree cut and split. He was cutting them, I was splitting them, and that's what we got. And as far as water goes, I'm down to my last 2 liters of water, and that's what I wanted to have in order to go down. So it looks like we're gonna be leaving tomorrow, which is okay, man, because today turned out a pretty more eventful than I was expecting it to, thanks to Adam. And then another guy, Rex, came up. I didn't record when he was here, but I think he's from Northern Cali. He just kind of came up with his dogs and was just stopping by, checking it out. So it's pretty like a pretty cool sociable day up here at the Lookout. But for tonight, I'm gonna bring this stuff up, these little kindler woods, and probably burn. We should have cut that up, but I'll probably burn this little. I don't even know. I don't even know that. Oh, that feels dry. I'll burn the scraps, and then we'll save everything that will be cut for people. For people to come. But man, hey, I gotta say, a lot of effort into getting here, and I'm really excited about it. And that chainsaw made listen. Without the chainsaw, we're not even gonna talk about what would have happened without the chainsaw, but night and day world of difference. All right, guys. Well, we're back inside El Casa, and I actually just figured out these windows open. I was gonna kind of save it to show y'all, so y'all can feel like I'm cool and know how to do anything with my life. But Adam ended up opening one up. So here's the spoiler. So all the windows, I didn't know how to open these at first. When I burnt the popcorn, I was like, man, how do we vent this out? But this morning, I was sitting down, just eating some breakfast, or just sitting here, whatever I was doing, and then I had my phone on, and I saw these on the roof in the like in the reflection, and I'm like, dude, what are these little sticks? Like, what are these for? And I just sat there for a few seconds. I'm like, dude, this has to be something window related. And then I'm like, hold up. Anyway, I went to push on this window, and it just opened up at the bottom, like that right there, and then it kicks out to the top, and I put that down, and I'm like, dang, dude, that's how you open the freaking windows? That would have been cool to know. And anyway, so I just want to show y'all that all these windows open, and while Senor Adam was over here, I'm gonna show y'all a couple repairs. So we've got this right here was missing like a little plank, so he just filled it in with something that was here. And then this window panel was actually broken on the hinge over there, and somehow he rigged it up and got this one working now, which was actually the same one that was broken in Rose's video. It was one of these two. Honestly, I can't remember which one, but I believe it was this one that I'm underneath. So we've got a full 360 panorama spectrum view around the Lookout, and plenty wood for the next guest. So it was a pretty fun day, and had a great time. But I know I was talking about getting this snack in, so let's go ahead and get it. And for today's snack, we've got an ice cream sandwich. Honestly, I don't even think you had to rehydrate this one. I think this is just freeze dried. So from my understanding of the instructions, which y'all see I am so well at following, it said I think we're just supposed to eat it plain. There's a good chance I'm wrong, because I just had the tendency to be, but we're gonna try it and hope for the best. So this is just a regular vanilla ice cream sandwich, freeze dried. And I got this more or less because it just intrigued me more than anything. I really don't know how to feel about it. I mean, it tastes just like one. It's just not cold. And it's crunchy. So I'm kind of being confused here. But it is good. And 140 calories after a long day of chopping wood. This thing is probably so loud on the camera. But luckily for y'all, I can drop the volume down. I mean, I can dig it. And this here is the last bit of my water. I've got 1 3/4 liters. If y'all remember the little water source, the little stream that was kind of rolling in. Super tiny stream. We'll be able to life straw some water off of that if we need, which I'm probably going to do just to test out the life straw anyway. So that's what we got to look forward to. Apart from that, it's going to be time to leave in the morning, or I'll probably leave by lunchtime tomorrow, and that will have been our full 2 days here. I would have liked to stay another day, but you know, you got to carry up enough water because there's no water here, and you got to be able to make it back down. So it's something to be pretty mindful of for sure. You know why I carry a knife, really? It's not because I want to make sure if something happens I can survive it. I carry a knife to get under these bad boys. And if you aren't cleaning your nails with a knife while you're camping, are you even camping? Dirt under my nails, it just makes me feel gross. It's like the first thing. The next is probably having oily hair. Combination of them two just make you feel pretty gross about yourself. But we're gonna tidy these nails up, and then tomorrow we're gonna be heading back down. So the hair is really not that big of a deal. Plus it's got another day in it anyway, until I start feeling kind of nasty about it. And we're looking pretty good. And also, as I've been sitting here, I decided I could have used more calories, so I ended up eating the soup. We are down about 1 pound of weight. I'd say that soup was about 1 pound of weight. And then we'll be leaving the propane, that's another pound. And then we've eaten groceries since we've been here. I would like to think that accumulates up to 1 pound. I mean, we're only talking 3 pounds so far. And I'm really not sure where we can afford some more weight. Adam told me today that 1 gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. And I came up here with 1 gallon and 2 single-liter bottles. And which means we're going down with 8 less pounds there, in addition to another 3. My bad, I choked on a pistachio crumb. In addition to another 3. So there's 11 pounds. And we've only been using supplies since we've been here. So I would like to think we can get down 15 pounds. I feel like it would make going down feel a lot better. I tell you what I'm not looking forward to, and that's putting on the same pants I came up here in, for the fact of now they're going to fit like worn pants, not like freshly dried pants, you know what I mean? And I was kind of fighting them, pulling them up the whole way up here. So now it's just, you know, I'll be fighting them all the way down. So I've definitely got to make sure I grab a belt for them at some point here in the near future. And what else are we going? What else are we dropping? As far as groceries go, I'm going to have to haul this popcorn that we're not going to talk about it. We're going to have to haul that down. The trash, like the can from the stew, just all the trash. We're going to haul the trash down so that really doesn't accumulate too much weight. I don't know, maybe water just really was that big of a factor, which I know it did play a big part. I'm just hoping that it feels a lot more lighter on the way down than it did on the way up. And then we'll be back in the van, back like we never left. And then all this will become a memory. But it's been amazing. And I've had an awesome time up here, and this is really awesome, to say the least. And I've completely finished my left hand. Well, one little spot here. Now I've completely finished my left hand fingernails, and I've only got 4 to go on the right hand. So wish me luck. Alright guys, we got some extra wood in here now. And this is actually a little bit more than how much they had when I came in. And I'm not going to use a lot of it. I'll probably end up using a couple of the, like the smaller wood and maybe that little block right there. I don't need too much. Honestly, it hasn't been like super cold, and I want to kind of preserve the wood for, I guess, when it's colder up here, considering winter's coming. And just while we're here, if y'all want a stunning look at Mount Hood, here's your shot. Kind of backing away from it, but man, it looks really good right now. It's kind of off into the Cascade Mountain Range, and then I got a wraparound porch. Not that y'all haven't seen this already or anything, but the sun sets on this side, so here's our west, and it looks very beautiful right now. Pretty serene. You've got the fall colors down here, super lit up, super saturated, and then you just got the sunset on the horizon out there, and it just feels magical up here, and it feels really cool. And I promise you, this exceeded my expectations. I'm gonna wait a little while longer until we get our fire going. Probably closer time to lay down and go to bed. But in the morning, I'm gonna be packing up. I pretty much get up and start getting my stuff together. This is our water, right at 1.5 liters, literally. And it tastes so good. I don't ever want to run out. I guess we'll wait till nightfall or it gets closer to dark and the temperature starts dropping just a little bit more. We'll light our last fire, and then tomorrow it's sayonara. See you later. Last night to use the lights. Well, guys, another day, another -$. Got the sun already came up, and just had some more company. My boy Aaron. Honestly, I really hope that was his name, and I'm saying that because his trail name was Red Squirrel. So Aaron just came up here, and he was a thru hiker, which means he's done one of those very long distance hikes. He did the Appalachian Trail, which starts at like the north of Georgia and ends all the way up in Maine. It's about 2,200 miles, and that's the one that I was talking about doing in one of my previous videos. And just FYI, I don't know if we'll be able to do that. If that, I don't know the likelihood of us being able to begin that this upcoming March is gonna be, because I've kind of been considering my knee. I've been missing out on a lot of vital preparation. But yeah, he just came up here, so it was cool. He showed me all his gear, and it was the first thru hiker I met, and he pretty much showed me how he had his bag packed, and I had an opportunity to ask a lot of questions as far as thru hiking goes. So that was cool. And showed me his little setup and all his lightweight products and how I've got a super big bag. But he came in here with his 50-liter bag, and he had everything he needed. And anyway, so it was cool. It was cool to see somebody who is pretty avid with like hiking. So that was super cool. And the time is now 8:20, and I want to be getting out of here around lunchtime, or no later than, let's say, no later than lunchtime. And I've been in the same shirt since we got here. I brought one back up, so I'm about to swap shirts. I'm about to kind of clean my face up and just get cleaned up. I brought my clippers. Just some definitely overpacked stuff, but this is more for, just to do some interesting stuff up here. But yeah, gonna kind of trim myself up. My mustache is overgrown on my lip, and I hate that. And then we'll get packed up and say goodbye to our humble abode. I've also got some oatmeal to kind of fuel us up this morning. Got some apples and cinnamon. And personally, I'm really not a big fan of oatmeal, but everybody that does outdoor stuff for some reason eats oatmeal. So I just decided to kind of fall victim and buy some oatmeal while I was in the store. Plus, it was just $1 for this little thing, and I was like, what a perfect little breakfast to have right before the descent. Now, I guess while we wait for our oats, I said I was gonna save the book toward the end here, and let's write a little note. All right, so we'll do 12. And just like that, our oatmeal is done. What better place to eat oatmeal than in a cabin in the woods, away from anybody? What a lonely meal to eat. What a good, accommodated lonely meal to eat. Almost forgot. Hold on. So item number 1 that I'm gonna be leaving, which there's plenty of, is this lighter. But I guess you could never have too many. Item numero 2 that I will be leaving is gonna be this here deluxe blues deluxe harmonica. And when I ordered mine, they sent me 2. I've never had that happen before. So I figured what better place to put it than in the possession of this fire lookout. So voila, here we go. And I don't even remember how to open this thing. And I will leave the pleasure of somebody putting their mouth on it for the next man, if I could remember how to open it. Work with me here. Alrighty, there we go. Old Blues Deluxe. This old Fender. Leaving a classic. And I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the little I guess down here. Set that right there. And for my final act, hold on. You just wait a second. We're dropping weight ounces at a time. Gearing up to head back down the trail. What we got here? Where did I hide it from myself at? I'm very good at hiding stuff from myself. Don't know why God gave me such a talent. Oh! A bicycle deck of cards. And I know, you don't have to tell me. I know you want to see a magic trick. And I'm not opposed to showing you one. So let me go ahead and show you guys a magic trick. If we can get the cards open. Step one. I mean, they made them foolproof. I was just kidding. I was able to open them. Okay. They didn't make them foolproof. They almost did. Alright. So make sure we don't have any cheaters in the room. My back is clear. It's a brand new deck of cards, so hopefully this works out right first try. But the good thing about, you know, this being in a YouTube video is that, I mean, it can really take as many tries as I need. Because the power of editing. Per usual, let's get rid of all these garbage cards that nobody ever looks at. See, where's the... We got our jokers. Honestly, doesn't matter whether they're in there or not. And matter of fact, typically, I'll do this performance with 2 jacks. But today, for the jokers, we will go ahead and allow them to be an avid participant. Alright, I want y'all to see the hand. Don't want anybody to think I'm cheating. So, since you're not really here physically, more spiritually, thank God you're not, because I can edit all this out, even though I won't, just to let you know how much I actually do suck. Let's go ahead and break them in real quick. Hold up. Step 1, break cards in. Best part of every magic trick. Okay, that was a little rough. Who do I think I am? Chris Angel? No. I'm Big Nugget. I spent some time in Folsom County back in my day. I tell you what. Alright, that should be good enough. Now, what we're going to do is you're going to pick a card. You said you want this one? You said this is the one you want? Alright, bet. Face down. Can't see it. Can't see it. Now, if we can get this thing in here, right? Okay. Now we're just going to put your card. Remember it. Please don't forget it. Show your neighbor. I'll give you a second. I won't look. Show your neighbor. Right on top. Okay? Now we're going to cut it. And now what we're going to do for the final act is we're going to draw our jokers. And they're going to be the ones who's really going to pull this thing together. They're going to be the ones... Okay, here's one. They're going to be the ones that reveal to us your card. And if I could find... Where's the other freaking joker at? Hold up. Did I lose it? This card just slipped out of my hand. I'm a rookie. Good thing we got the help with the jokers, because without them... Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. Oh, that's jack. Okay, here we go. Just like that. Joker. Bruh. Okay. We might be flopping a little bit, but... Now, that's what we're going to do here. You see the deck. One whole piece. I'm going to put a joker in the front. Give you the color one in the front. And we'll go grayscale in the back. And with the magic of abracadabra, we're going to allow the jokers to seamlessly... Okay, well, poured a little too many, but you get the gist. They're working with fresh cards here. Come on, cut them a break. Somebody give them a tip. But I can guarantee you that regardless of how easy or hard they make it look, they will get the card. Bam! And just like that, guys, El Magico in the household. And I don't know, feel free to tip me. Cash App's on the screen. But what else? Oh, I did bring some guitar strings because, okay, I know this was a year ago, but Rosa said the guitar that was in here was missing a string. So I did bring some packs of acoustic strings, just some regular, whatever the strings are made out of, not the nylon ones, the regular ones. But this guitar here actually has strings on it. 1 and 2. It's a classical guitar, so they take nylon strings, which I don't have. Otherwise, I mean, it's pretty good to go. Let's go ahead and box our cards up. Man, we're really getting prepared to leave here, man. It's been kind of crazy that we're about to leave after just spending 2 days here. Biciclete. It's bicycle in Spanish. I'll put it right next to the Harmony. And I'm actually down to a liter of water, so pray for your boy. Tell you what, another good thing about they were about to change this shirt is that I could get toothpaste all over it and it won't matter. Because if you ever try to go somewhere before and you got dressed first and you end up getting toothpaste on your shirt, and it's just, unless you know some ancient trick, there's just no getting it off, and then you're just stuck. You're that loser with the toothpaste stain on your shirt all day, and it just happened to me quite a few times. But today, we're not going to be that guy, because we're brushing our teeth in the shirt we're getting out of. So, see here, just a little bit of water. Very sparingly of the water. Okay, I got toothpaste all over my mouth, but that's not outside the norm. I use the rest of this kettle water. Ching! Voila. Well, it always feels good to have a brushed mouth. Like, especially when you're talking. Now it feels like I can talk and I'm not all subconscious about my breath. Anyway. Alright, now, told you I didn't pack enough. I've got my mirror. Not so funny when the eyes are on you. I'm looking for the nose hair trimmers. Ah, voila. There they go. The wind's about to blow over my reflection. Hey. All right, let's go. A little bit of tying up a mustache goes a very long way for me mentally. Now, it's not the best mirror, so I'm not going to try to do anything with my beard. We'll kind of worry about that when we're in like a Planet Fitness or something, but I feel better. And on top of that, I have got a lot of people to impress today. Just in case y'all didn't know, I saw 0 people on the way up here. So I want to make sure I look good for all of them on the way back down. Don't worry, I don't expect a thank you, but you are welcome for me sparing you the expense of having to watch me change my clothes. But I will say, I was looking for something that could serve as a belt, and I found these little 2 pieces of paracord. So we'll see if we can get these together and have us a makeshift belt here. Because honestly, it would make a big difference. That's in there nice and sturdy. This would be something, you know, because, man, I was fighting my pants all the way up here. And I'm not looking forward to doing it on the way down. Ta-da! I don't know if it'll work, but they kind of do feel better already. Well, it's official. We're down on our downhill descend from the lookout. And I ended up leaving my sleeping bag for, I guess, whoever's gonna come in the winter, because it's insulated and it's heavy. And my goal here was to drop some weight as much as I could with it being useful to the fire lookout. And my pack is literally like half the weight now, so I feel way better about it. And I got 1 liter of water, and we'll be stopping at the stream or the little creek. It's about 2 miles from here, or maybe 2 to 3 miles from here. So I guess I'll see you guys then, and it's been a great time. We just made it back to the little stream, and this is the water source I was talking about. So we probably only got like 1.5 miles to go, and I have not really winded at all. I haven't drinking any of my regular water, and it's really actually been super easy. I just been mindful on my knee. I don't want to over push it because I don't want to injure myself, but I have been wanting to test out this life straw, and this is a good little opportunity for us right here. And it's a very small stream of water, which according to the guy I talked to this morning that was a thru hiker, he said if you're gonna pick one, go for the smallest one. So that leads me to believe that this one wouldn't be a bad option. So let's go ahead and get the life straw out and get us a sip from this. And it'll be the first sip of water since we started coming back down. We're 2 miles in, so we've got a little, like 1.75 miles to go. So we're over halfway, and also having half the weight makes a huge difference. So it's been very pleasant. A makeshift belt has been holding my pants up this entire time, so I mean, I don't really have any complaints. This is our life straw though, not a sponsored video. I just got this because it's a kind of an emergency water source option. I do want to get one that allows you to kind of scoop the water up. This one, you pretty much have to drink either straight from the source or straight from whatever container you pick it up in. It doesn't really allow you to cook with, unless you like suck it up, spit it out, which honestly, I really don't want to have to do that. So I want to be upgrading soon. So in order to get these ready to go, they said you want to take the bottom cap off, and you want to let it sit in the water and let it prime for about 20 seconds. So we'll just kind of let it hang out, and I'm not going to be exact here, but we'll let it hang out in there for a little while, get some time in, and then once we let it sit in here for about 20 seconds, then we're going to pop the top. And we're gonna suck on it, give it like 5 quick bursts, 5 quick shots. And then after that, it should be good to drink. And then, once you finish with it, you wanna blow it out to kind of clean out the filter that's all inside of here. And then that's it. All right, so I'll just say that's 20 seconds right here, and pop our top off. And then, and this is another drawback, you really gotta get down here with the earth, you know what I mean? And it's not always as neat of a place to crouch. So let's go 5, and then it actually tastes really freaking good. But just because water tastes good doesn't mean it's clean or dirty, because it could taste good and be bad, or taste bad and be good. But this is very refreshing. And that's good for me. So now we're gonna blow it out. And there we go. So that's how we use our life straw. And this is my first time actually using it. And that water tastes really, really, really good. But now we've only got a little over 1.5 miles left. So I pretty much see you beautiful people at the van. Whew. We made it, guys. Another one for the books. And I'm just gonna pretty much hit this one right here. And if you made it in, I love you. Thank you for watching.